Hey everyone, we are back today for another episode where I edit your photos. If you want to be in the next episode, send me your raw photo at contact@imag'in.com. That will appear on the screen somewhere. Let's go into Photoshop. Let's get started with today's photo. Okay, so I just opened this image from Stefan. Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna bring up shadows so I can see a bit more what is on this image. I'm trying to think about what I will be doing so then I can decide what settings I'm going to change here. The first thing I'm thinking is about the colors. Here we have some kind of yellows. We have the greens here on the windows, accent of reds. And here some of them are blue here. If we keep those colors, that would make me think of a square color scheme. I prepared something for you. So here is a square color scheme. So you can see it's like complementary. It's like a complementary color scheme. So you can see here it's a complementary color scheme. But there is like two of them. So there is green with opposite color red, blue with opposite color yellow. And that's exactly what we have here. So we have the yellow, some kind of blue here that if we decide to go with a square color scheme, we will need to emphasize the blue. So for example, on the road, on those windows here. And then we have the green and the pieces of red here, there. So yeah. And by the way, that's a very beautiful street. I've never been there. It's in Valletta in Malta. I've never been there yet, but now that I'm looking at this image, I'm considering traveling there to take photos. So yeah, thank you, Stefan, for sharing this beautiful photo with us. So let's see. I'm gonna try out some settings and then yeah, we're gonna decide what we do. I don't know if I might do sky replacement because here it's all white, all gray, there is no clouds at all. So it looks a bit boring, but let's see. So yeah, as always, I'm really playing around with the settings. I might keep it like this, I might change everything a bit later, so let's see. I do like warmer tones. Okay, I like when it's kind of dreamy look, so I like to play with the clarity slider. A few years ago, everyone was crazy about this look with a lot of clarity. Now it's not really trendy anymore. I think the opposite is trendy now. So yeah, I like it like this. Then I will go to color grading. I tend to very often add blues in the shadows and yellow in the highlights, yellow orange. So if you want to see how it looks, you can just click on the eye here, before and after. And I do like how it looks, so I'm gonna keep that. Let's see, colors. Okay, so I'm not really explaining anything here because I'm just trying out settings and decide what I like the most. Here I'm playing on the luminance sliders. For the hues, I'm quite happy with the hues here. What we can do is to analyze the real colors. I'm going to show you how to do that here, because sometimes the eyes get tricked, so we are not sure what is the exact color. So the way we can do it is to go to Adobe Color, extract themes. Here I have my image and I'm going to choose the colors I want to learn more about. So here I'm gonna choose the green here, a part of the wall here. I want to choose the road. I also want to choose this blue in the window here. And what else? Some kind of red Let's choose this one. I'm going to screenshot because, as you know, I have a very bad memory and we need to remember where are those colors in the image. And then I go to color wheel, and what I want is to go to this slider and choose HSB, and then we're gonna bring the saturation, the brightness at 100%, and it gives us the original color without brightness or saturation, so it's more clear where are our colors. So here we have a perfect green and red. So we can see the green was the window here. The red was one of the lamps. I guess that's lamps or just decoration in the streets. The problem that we have here, which is not really a big problem, this is our blue and the orange. If we wanted a real square color scheme, we will need to take this orange more towards yellow and the cyans more towards blue. So it gives us information about how to manipulate the colors. So I'm gonna bring the orange more towards yellow. So I'm going back to Photoshop. So I have the orange here. I'm in the U sliders and I'm going to bring them more towards yellow. Okay. I'm not going to do it too much because it gives, in my opinion, it gives like a green look, which I'm not a fan. And then for the blues, we need to add more blue in it. Like in the aquas, we need to add more blue in it. So let's see. Here the slider doesn't change anything, as you can see. So let's take the blues. So here inside of camera raw, it's not very obvious the changes, so we might need to do it inside of Photoshop. Okay, so this is the before and after in camera raw. Now we are going to jump into Photoshop, I think. Let me see if there is something else we can do. I think at that stage I'm happy with the result. I'm not going to use any filters, I guess. Let's see if we can fix the geometry. Okay, so we have this before and after. It does look good to me. Now, do we have to change the crop? I'm not sure. I don't like this car here and I think it's gonna be very complicated to change it, but I like the street, so I think we're gonna keep it. Okay, so I'm opening as an object, so I make sure that I can come back in camera raw with all those settings in case I need it. So open as an object and don't open just normal like this. Open as an object. Okay, so my photo is open inside of Photoshop. Let's see, we're gonna start by cleaning the image quickly. So I'm creating a new layer, so I click on the plus here. I'm gonna call it cleaning. So let's see, things that I want to clean. Eventually this part here. I really like to clean images. Back in the days I used to clean everything, and that's how my photos looks really dreamy and out of the world, because truth is nothing is like, streets are not that clean. And yeah, I like the vibe of like unreal cityscapes. Now it depends of what stories you want to tell. If you want it to be very realistic, you probably shouldn't remove all those things. Yeah, so here that looks super weird. So as I said just before, I'm keeping it simple. There are things I could do and I won't take the time to do it because it does take time, and I don't want this video to last 1 hour because I know otherwise you are not going to watch it. So it's really details, honestly. Probably most people won't see the difference. So you see it's details, but I think it helps to remove distraction in the image. Here I really don't like this part. So here is what I can do, is to use the stem tool. Okay, so you can see I'm removing this part here. That's the same technique I would use to remove the people. So just step by step, you remove the parts you don't like using stems tool or other tool. You can mix up tools to get to where you want to be. And then you need to fix patterns. So for example, here we can see this part here. We can see that it's a copy of here, and we don't want that. So I'm going to copy this. Okay, and here. So yeah, you need to fix patterns actually. Here this part looks a bit weird. Let me see. Okay, so I'm fixing some texture. Let's see before and after. Okay, there is a little problem here with colors. Let's see. So I'm just using the stem tool and brushing. Perfect. I'm going to remove this thing here. It's not perfect, so I'm not going to make it perfect today even, but it's the idea. This is the idea that we want to have. Okay. Now with some dodge and burning, we could fix this part here. Let's see, we might do it later. Before and after of the cleaning part. So it's very subtle. I'm sure most of people wouldn't bother cleaning their images, and that's fine. That depends what story you want to tell in your image. Now let's see if we can do a sky replacement. I'm gonna use the sky replacement tool in Photoshop. The sky that you're gonna use need to match the colors that here is in the image. So here we see that the sun is coming in the street, so we can't use like a night sky, obviously. This one could be interesting. It adds a bit of texture in the sky. Okay, let's remember this one. So I'm playing with the adjustment, the brightness and the temperature. The sky replacement tool is very awesome to make a quick selection and a quick mask. You need to be using the settings here. If you just click OK, that probably won't fit perfectly well. So yeah, play with the settings. I like this one, that's total. Okay, so I will click OK. And now I'm just realizing one thing. I want to clean one more thing. This is those thing here. So here, as the remove tool is not working well, I'm doing it manually. So I'm just doing a copy of the left side and then I am placing it on the right side. Okay. That looks good, and then I just have to remove this part here. And you can see before and after. Perfect. And we have one more here. Perfect. So we have cleaned our image. Cleaning 2, I'm going to call it like this, and this is before and after so far. So we've been cleaning and we've been changing the sky. Now we are going to emphasize quickly the colors. Let's use the color balance. I'm going to emphasize the blues. So as we saw in Adobe Color, we need to add more blues and no cyans because it's already too cyan. So I'm going to add blues and go to medium, blue, okay. And then I do Command I to invert the mask. And with my brush, so here or B on your keyboard, I am going to brush on my mask. I'm going to brush with white, 100% opacity, 100% flow, and I'm brushing. Here, if you want it to be perfect, I would actually do a selection. So I'm going to show you that quickly. That will be a very quick selection and I'm going to fix it afterwards. The blue is inside the selection and now I'm going to fix it. With the black, I'm removing from the selection the people. Okay, before and after. So here that's very strong, but at least we have our selection and then we can change the color if we want. So I'm gonna click on this little arrow here. So it's resetting the effect. And I'm going to do it again. So I want something more subtle. Yeah, let's add a bit of science anyways. Okay, and I'm going to add that also in those windows here and here. Here I'm doing it quickly again because once again I don't want this video to last forever. Okay, so we have our blues. Now we can also add it, our blue setting in the lamps if we want. I think it does look nice. Here we have kind of blues as well. So I am adding our setting. I'm also going to add it to the blinds here. Okay, so before and after. That's subtle, but I like it. Now let's work on the yellow. I'm gonna use something else to show you hue and saturation. Clicking on one color and then I'm going to change it here. You can reduce the opacity if the effect is too strong. I'm gonna use selective color and go to yellows and do my adjustment here as well. Okay, and here, okay, I'm going to remove this setting. I think it's not necessary. And I'm going to decide to have like maybe 80% opacity for this effect. Okay, that's very subtle and that's why I work always step by step, because one setting above another one is going to build something with many details in the image. Okay, I'm gonna use a curve, go to blue and bring some blues in the shadows. And some yellow in the highlights. Okay, and then okay, that adds some warmth. So I'm adding another curve. Okay, the reason why I do that is because I want to reduce the opacity a lot on this one. So it adds a nice effect, but it's subtle. Before and after. Now let's work on the green a little bit, just emphasize the color of the green. Let's see if we can do it with selective color so we don't need to make a selection. greens. Yeah, it does affect the greens, so that's perfect. Okay, I love working on the reds. So here, okay. Yeah, I like it. Okay, I'm going to reduce the opacity though. It's a little too strong. Yeah. Let's see if we can add a more dreamy effect with an autumn effect. Funny enough, it's something that I don't usually do on my images, but because I spend more time on it. So I make this dreamy effect by using different techniques here because we don't want this video to be too long. I'm going to use this technique that is faster and that makes a dreamy effect. Okay, I'm going to add a mask and say I want it in the sky. I want it here. On the walls maybe, but not in the middle of the image. Okay, still too strong in my opinion. I'm going to add a gradient map. %. Looks good. So this was our raw image and here is the final image for now. After cutting the recording, I decided to go some steps further because I think this image looks really good and it was worth it spending a bit more time on it. So I recorded the speed edit for you so you can see what I did, and I'm going to quickly explain. So here I'm doing a dodge and burning to add more contrast and emphasize the shapes of the buildings. Then I added kind of an atmosphere to separate the back streets with the foreground. I then rework on some of the colors, especially the greens and the colors of the walls. And that's it, here is the final result. Thank you very much to Stefan for sending me this rose. This image is very beautiful. And I bet you had a lot of fun editing this series of images in Malta. I hope you learned something through the editing process of this photography. Don't forget to send me your raw photos at contact@imag'in.com so you might be in the next episode. Don't forget to like the video, it helps me to grow my channel. See you in the next videos.